Hey folks. So it is Tuesday, March 2nd, and this is your daily forecast. So the first thing I want you to do is to head over to Unit 2A Forest 404 channel and then just kind of engage with your peers' mind maps and their reflections about the academic theories they're going to be bringing with them after the sort of immersive experience that we've had engaging with Forest 404 and the academic theories that we looked at for that. And then I also want you to spend another 10 minutes and just kind of read the comments and responses to Stanley's Unlikely Hikers. You've already commented on it, but it's kind of like to pick up the conversations that maybe you weren't a part of, right, in the PDF. So then we'll mosey on over to task 2, where we're going to be sort of vibing on Instagram, because a lot of what Stanley is talking about here is kind of doing a critical reading of people's Instagram accounts, right, in terms of like unlikely hikers, right? So I've kind of just linked to some of them, but if there is a particular one in the piece that I don't have listed here, which is totally fine, right? You can kind of just hop back into the article and like find one that you're like, yeah, I want to look at that, because there are actually more of those that Stanley mentions, okay? So there's that. And now in task 3, we're just gonna head over to Unit 2C Hiking on Slack, and I just want you to kind of write like a 3 to 4 sentence reflection on some of the connections that you're seeing from the Instagram accounts, and then what Stanley is saying, right? So that should be pretty straightforward, right? You're not gonna have to do a stretch. You just can be like, oh yeah, like I can totally see, for instance, in this account. And if you want to do like some screenshots of a particular Instagram post that you are really kind of where you're like, wow, I really see the connection here, totally do that. I think it might end up making a more engaging post personally. So there's that. And then obviously, please do respond to at least 2 of your peers' posts. Okay. Now for homework, this is a little experimental. So this is this is really experimental, but I basically want you to sort of think about, what we've been talking about in Unit 2, which is really kind of talking about like queer ecologies and queer mobilization. So I'm kind of blending those together in this sort of immersive experience. But I actually just want to encourage you, there are alternatives, but to make a plan to be outside for like maybe 30 to 60 minutes, whether that's taking a hike or a walk or just sort of like being outside. So that's one plan. Or, the other alternative is to, listen to nature's soundscapes uninterrupted for 30 to 60 minutes. So if you don't want to go outside, there is an alternative, right? So I do want to say that if you plan on going outside, I think it's a really, really good idea to wear a mask because, it's a winter. We know that little respiratory particles don't break down as fast in the cold as they do in the heat. So it's just kind of I think a nice thing to like wear a mask outside so that someone doesn't potentially walk through your respiratory particles. It's just advice. I think that, in the spirit of like queer and trans solidarity, right, with like people who are, experiencing various vectors of like health precarity. It's just like a good thing to do, right? So that's, again, if you decide to do the hiking thing. Now, if you decide that you want to listen to a soundscape, I have linked some soundscapes for you to do that. But just sort of all I'm asking you to do for homework is to make a plan, okay? So, and then you don't actually have to do this for homework, and I'll explain why in a second, because I'm actually giving you Thursday off in class to do this so that so this is not technically homework. So really all I'm asking you to do is make a plan. I'm giving you Thursday so that if you want to just be outside for a bit during class time, like that we're not doing anything during class time on Thursday. All right. Because I want you to actually have time to have this experience. Now, obviously, if you want to do it outside of class time too, that's fine. I'm just trying to give you that space in case you want it. All right. But The idea is that once you have done whatever it is that you're going to do, whether it's kind of like listening to a nature soundscape for like 30 to 60 minutes with headphones uninterrupted, or whether you are taking a walk outside, that's fine. But once you do that, head back over to the Unit 2C hiking channel and then just share a post about your experience. It can be like a selfie with a sentence or two. It can be maybe a picture of something you collected or just took a picture of as sort of like a keepsake, or it can be an audio recording of something that you heard. It can be just sentences. It can be whatever you want, okay? But just kind of share something about that experience. So there's that. So yeah, that's it, friends. That's what we're doing for homework. And again, I just want to emphasize, you are going to have Thursday off in class to kind of have a moment to experience this. All right? Cool beans.